Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to Animal April, Paper Crafting YouTubers Hop. And the theme, of course, on this month is animals. So I'm doing using a picture of my daughter's dogs, and then I have different dyes, two different alphas for the fonts for the alphas. And I am pointing out the dyes I'm using out of each of those packages there. And I think I might have missed a couple. I end up using only the stars on the puffy ones, and I do use a couple of stickers, and that's pretty good for me. I am making a dog here, and that head is from a reindeer, and then the body's from a different reindeer package. It is one of those packages that go die sets that go along with another die set. So it's got some funny kind of things. But when I looked at it, I thought of all kinds of things I could do with the pieces that were already in there. And that body, well, it's not a body yet. I can't remember what part it was on the die set, but the little curvy things that look like parentheses, I those are the bottom of a hoof that is a play along thing with the other die set. So there's some good things in there that I can use for other stuff. I started to use a darker muzzle for the face, but then I decided to use the same one and just ink it just a little bit more. I don't know if it's that much more, but a little bit. And I there's a nose on the reindeer. It goes the other way, upside down, compared to the way I wanted to use it. And it does have an inset place on that muzzle for you to go the other way, but it's really light, and I don't think anybody will notice it if they're looking at the whole layout. If they look right at that spot, they might. The eyes also have a place, and I am just setting the eyes in that place. However, I do have two other dogs made. They're darker brown, so they're harder to see. I couldn't see them very good. I didn't have my overhead lights on for filming when I did them, and I just put them wherever, so they might be a little bit off, just a little bit, but they're perfect on this one because I got them in the right spot. Now, I didn't use the little pointy ears for my dog because these dogs here ears are more floppy, but the hoof worked really good for their ears. And let's see, where am I putting on now? Oh, the tongue. On the other two dogs, I used the oval, and I didn't realize it till I already punched the circle, and I decided to go with it, and I cut it just a little big, so I trimmed it down and it fit under there a lot better. And I'm just using this piece here for the body. Like I said, I can't remember what it was in the die set because it went with something else. But it worked really great for the body on here. And then the Santa one had this one piece that kind of looks like a dog setting. So I used it in the background. And I'm just punching out a tail here and inking it up. And I'm just going to tuck it behind there. And it's not even going to get seen on the layout because I'm going to have a brown dog in front of it, and yeah, it's not going to be seen. I showed that little teeny tiny punch. I didn't realize it was that small when I ordered it. I know it said small on it, but it didn't. I don't think it gave dimensions. Either that or I didn't pay attention to them. But it worked perfectly for this hat. And here I'm going to cut the legs. You'll see me cut up the middle, and then I don't go all the way and I fold over because I've realized over doing punch art that if I do some hand cutting that the fold is really thick right there all the way down, and since I had such a small piece to work with, I thought I would just cut it up the center and just leave a little bit to hold it together is what it's for, and uh, cut, cut my little legs out of it. I tore the top part. I'm trying to make it look smooth, and I'm going to put extra ink, which I forgot right there, on it so that, see, here's where I remembered. And I thought, oh, that's a little too long. So I made it a little bit shorter, and I am going to put the extra ink on this time. because where it's thinner, where I tore at the top, the actual top part is thinner, and then it kind of blends down into the other paper. I didn't ink the top part, just the sides and the bottom of the leg, the foot, and yeah, it just kind of blends in better where it's not a straight cut off mark. Looking at the video right now, I'm thinking I got the legs just a little too close on the top. I would have spread them out just a little bit more if I was thinking. So if you were to make one, I'd spread the top part out just a tiny bit more. And yeah, that's it. That's my little dog. Now, I used the same paper for the top and the bottom here, and I backed it on a thin piece of paper from a paper pad and just flipped the top over. However, doing the layout and what I had planned in my head, I should have done half and half instead of one fourth, one third, two thirds. It isn't a fourth. It's not that bad. Anyway, you notice when I put one of the dogs up there, it didn't fit. When you do stuff in your head instead of actually trying it out as you go, sometimes it just does not work out. There was not enough real estate up there for that dog. And my title, I had it planned on covering more area on the bottom. So the party pooper, the pooper part would be over to the right more. However, I got to thinking I was going to have to put one dog on the left of the title and two on the other. So I just lined it up on the right hand side. So I'd have that space over to the right. My title is JR is such a party pooper. And if you look at the photo, JR kind of almost got cut off in it. He had he wanted nothing to do with those hats. This was three of the dogs are born at the same time of the year, so it's like one birthday party after another for them within like a month spread. And he remembered the last two, I am sure. And I'm pretty sure this is Kimber's birthday party, the lighter colored dog, but not 100% sure. And I was doing this layout like wee hours of the morning. So there's a couple of stickers I did not use because it said King for a day, which I thought would be really cute on here. And if I find out it was one of the two boys, I will go ahead and stick it on there somewhere if I can find a place to put it. But I left it off. My daughter is at Branson right now and with her husband on a little mini trip. And I thought, well, it's pretty early. She might be asleep. Normally, she wouldn't at 5 o'clock in the morning. But, on a trip out of town, yeah, she might be. But she gives a birthday party to all four of her dogs. And they get a puppy cupcake. So I will be using a cupcake sticker. And they also get ice cream, which is very important. They love ice cream. They get it pretty often, though. And of course, balloons and hats and everything else. And those balloons are from the sticker sheet, and it did have strings coming down from it, on the sticker itself. But I thought texture would work better. And yeah, after I decided to add the dogs down at the bottom, I decided the balloons would fit. And I thought, oh, if only I could tie them to one of the dog's tails. However, if I'd been thinking, I would have moved, which I might still do, because I don't think there's anything I couldn't pull up very easily. Move the balloons over a little bit, or go ahead and put a second tail on Kimber. Nobody will know the first one's there because it's kind of on the hidden side, and hook the balloons to her tail. But, I'm going to have to think about it. And there was a sticker with a balloon dog, so of course I had to use it. I didn't have a little cluster up here planned, but since the dogs moved down, I had that big empty space, which I wanted to fill. The urge was there, so I am filling it up with some of the stickers. And of course, one has the hats because the hats are an important part of it. Oh, I forgot to mention when I put the three dogs down there, that hat over to the left, just laying there with its string, that is for JR's hat. When my what do you call it, printer cropped my photo, cut a little bit of JR off and the extra hat over there. And I thought about reprinting it, and I thought, no, that's okay. My daughter knows there was a hat that he wouldn't put on. So, yeah, I made a hat. So, with 3 dogs and the hat with no JR. And, uh, yeah, I liked the way it turned out, even though it didn't turn out exactly as planned. And my mind was playing tricks on me. It wasn't giving me a true 12 by 12. There's my finished layout with my title. The bottom one is the Tim Holtz one. And here is the 3 dogs. Oh, I forgot to highlight Kimber's body. So I will go highlight that. And the last photo will be it highlighted. And there's JR's lonely little hat. You will see me change out my stars after I put them down because I wanted the yellow down there. Oh, and I guess I thought y'all needed another picture of the dogs there together. And it looks like I didn't highlight the legs um, on Bo either. But there's the dogs and the little tiny cluster up there at the top, 3 pieces. And yeah, and of course they're touching and overlapping. And there's JR. You can see him a whole lot better here, but JR is such a party pooper. He's older of the dogs, but he rules the roost. And as you will notice, I have an updated photo here. Yeah, a few days after I recorded this, I did get around to changing the balloons. So I have the one set lower just a little bit, and then the little doggy one, it's on top of the others with a little foam tape in between it. So it pops out just a little bit more. And I added a second tail to Kimber. So Kimber now has the balloons tied to her tail. And I like it a lot better. Let me know if you do. But I hope you all have fun on the hop. Check everybody out down there and get lots of inspiration. Have a happy, scrappy week. Bye.